Now this is a mobile docket room right here. This where many of the news media congregate in this area anytime someone has committed a crime of high profile. Persons like myself that are famous enough to be featured on the evening news. All of the media be waiting right up in this area. This is the mobile docket room, and they communicate with the media. And this is the door they come out of right here, and this is where all of the media gather in here and start with the microphones and asking questions. So this is how those situations go. But as you saw when it come to my situation, there was no, how are you? There was no media here. There was, but it's customary that anytime someone of high profile, anyone that is featured on the news, of course they would be here at this place, and they would be released from the door there behind me, and then they're bombarded by all of the television stations asking them questions about did they do whatever they're accused. And of course here in Mobile and everywhere else, you're innocent until proven guilty. But they were determined to make me guilty. They staged everything, and they used conjecture and inflammatory statements and all of that to just send me up the creek without a hope in hell of a proper defense as it should have been. So this is what we got, this is what we have, and this is why I say this is wrong. Those people have something to hide, and you, the public, should not let them just hang anyone besides a preacher. And I reiterate, if a preacher do a crime, a preacher should do the time. I'm not asking for preferable treatment, but that was unfair press. What you did was wrong, and I want to magnify it because I have believed you above innocent people that were being tried and had issues and situations here in the Mobile County Jail and criminal issues. I have believed the police, and I have believed the not just the police, but I believe the news media in situations. How y'all doing? All right. I believe the news media above the innocence of people. But here, what we have down here is this is the Mobile County Metro Jail. This is where I am, and they keep close ties with the news media. And anytime somebody is wrongly charged or something, or a suspect rather, the news media come from everywhere, and they investigate these people of the charges they have put on them. For me, there were no charges. There was no media. There was no, and something, you should question that. You should question, they tried to embarrass me. They tried to embarrass me without a day in court. And I must say this, I'm not going to say my family necessarily believed them, but they just didn't give a damn. It's just strange as that. They didn't care one way or the other. And that's the way that went. Talking about preachers and deacons and whatever. I've never been missing in action when it came to my family in a situation they had down here in court. When my nephew was killed by a trans cross-dresser or a tranny, whatever the situation is, I was here. I even was on television making a statement on behalf of my family. I was here. I eulogized him, did his funeral. And so when my brother, Melvin Curtis, whoever, whatever situations when it came to my family, I represented some kind of way. If it was no more than in money, I was there. And this is where I am here, downtown at the Mobile. I wanted you to see the docket room and see how things be. And this just happened to be a time when nobody that's high profile are down here. But when Joseph Barner came out of here, he was featured. When Cedric McMillan went to court, he was featured. When Joseph Giles was down here, he was featured. The press went into the funeral home and whatever, they was all out there. And that's the way it happened. But they wanted to hang me without any kind of say-so from me. But I want you to know what saved me was my prayer life. The late Pastor Rebecca Allens was my mother, and she was a prayer warrior second to none. And her prayers, let me see if this is how we going here. Her prayers got me through her teaching me how to pray is what prevailed. But this is a large facility. It is acres. This is just one building, but it is a large facility. And he was trying to make sure I spend the night in here. But what happened was the judge immediately threw the burglary charge out, immediately. And so when he came on the 19th, playing games on the news, talking about I was on the run, I didn't know nothing about me even being charged. That was a warrant for my arrest. Knew nothing, but he was hoping to catch me off guard, and he did. But I got calls in good time. In the city where I live, Lucedale allowed me to come on my own recognizance and bond myself out. They did not come down and put me in George County Jail playing these games with Mobile. I believe they sensed it was bogus and a bunch of mess, and that they were trying to humiliate me as much as possible. But the judge threw that out. He threw this out. And sadly, there are some people that are so freaky until they like stuff. Feet, God hate feet that is swift to run the mischief. The Bible said the thing that they do in secret is not worthy even mentioned, but everybody wanted a piece of the situation, claiming I was playing with the genitals of an alleged retarded person. I got my own genitals that I love. I got my own genitals to play with. God had blessed me with wonderful genitals, and I'm too preoccupied with them to be worried about the next fella. But people that say they are saved, they like mess like that. They like to hear who shot John and all the gory details of who's sleeping with who and whatever. And he know this, because you know the slave owners, they slept with the men and the women that were black. Them slave owners were nothing but a bunch of white faggots, and they would let them big bucks screw them, and also, you know, and them madams did the same thing. And so here we are sadly, the church liked that. And so what they did, they just, but I'm so glad that God gave me holy boldness and I was able to stand in the name of Jesus and take that situation on. I'm not a person that you can embarrass me with foolishness. You make me mad with foolishness. Because if you got to lie to get me, then I done got you. Call me anything but a liar. I got too much of a temper to lie. You ain't gonna kick my butt for telling the truth. Who are you that I got to reduce myself to the level of lying to impress you? So, God hates a liar, and so do I. You know, but this is what we have, and I want y'all to see it. And probably if I knew what was going on down here, that would be, that this is a large facility. They're letting some of the people out now, but it's nothing noteworthy because no press is down here. But it's a shame what they did. And shame on you that spread it around and rejoice. But I want you to understand this, since you want to know about me and what I do in private situation or whatever it is. But I got my own genesis. I got my own penis. I do. God's been good to me in that department. This ain't a conversation I normally have, but since so many of you clicked on that, I think we just might as well have this conversation. I got my 60-something years, I've had my own genesis. Wonderful genesis. And yeah, I'm preoccupied with, I'm trying to think of what they call them, family jewels. Got my own family jewels. And I wanted to go to court because I know the cards that I was holding were going to put Anthony Alford in jail for making a false police report. And I'm determined, because of what he said, to make sure he go to jail because he lied. And I'm determined to bring this before Sam Cochran so he could see, what Deputy Joseph McGuire did. I ain't stressing about them little petty criminals. They featured them. They featured them in the news. But what they didn't tell him that I was the public relations director for the funeral home. They put all these lies together. Called Wkrg5 to put their foot in their mouth. Called Wpmi15 to put their foot in their mouth. And so that's where we are right now. And it caused all you that clicked on that bull to put your foot in your mouth. And you're supposed to be saved. You're supposed to know Jesus. So I'm not even, but I'm told to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. And I walk in that. You'll get a dove if that's what you come for. But if you want a serpent, and they're two different natures altogether. And we're not gonna miss it. I'm not gonna get at what you hold it to dogs. You're not gonna play on my intelligence about, well, you supposed to, yeah, I am a preacher. I ain't supposed to be. But you didn't respect that part of me. So there's a time for all of that. And you didn't respect that. So now you got, Paul said, would you rather I come in a rod? You rather I come this way? There's authority in who we are. And we're not pushovers. We ain't got to take foolishness from the devil. And that's my determination. So this is the place. This is the building. This is where we are. This is it down here. And so I want you to see, and this is their common practice on what they do. I deal with community mortuary in its time. I deal with Joseph Giles in his time. But right now, I'm dealing with this big fish, which is Sheriff Sam Cochran, Deputy Joseph McGuire, and Captain Paul Birch, and Roseanne Haven of Wkrg5, Rachel Whitaker of Rachel Wilkerson of Wpmi15, and all that heinous bull they put across the airways. They put their foot in their mouth. And so here we are. But this is it. This is the place. And you'll see them on the news. You Mobilians know. You see them on the news. They went on the news, blasted my name, and spread my name all across the airway. But when something like that is a reality, they meet every suspect and culprit at the door of the docket room. And they feature them to an embarrassing level. So they wanted to embarrass me, but they didn't want to hear from me because they knew I'd say something just like this and make you think and make you see. They didn't do me no favors, by not coming. They want to switch you. Well, you was a preacher and we wanted to, and we didn't come because we didn't want to embarrass you. That's a lie. They had embarrassed me already. But they found out they put their foot in their mouth and they started trying to do damage control and pull back. But it was out there. And now I need lawyers that'll help me. Lawyers that believe in the laws of Alabama, believe in right and wrong. I promise you, Sam Cochran is a Christian, I promise you. And all this low down stuff going on. I promise you that Joseph McGuire is a Christian. White devils have been doing heinous stuff to black folks ever since they came over here to America and started cheating the Indians out of their land and killing up people, whatever. So, this is where I am. I don't know if they know me or if they know her. Somebody out there is trying to get our attention. This is the place right here. This is I think that's for you. I think that's for you. So, here's where we are. And this is a dreadful place. But y'all pray for these people. Because so many of them down here hadn't done what they've been charged of. Because, but God won't let him. So what he did when he split the charges, so October the 9th, I came down here and put myself on docket. And bonded out. And the judge immediately threw it out. So by them trying to do this gratis thing and get me held up in here, it didn't work because I wasn't out on bond. That's how God will work for you. So I'm telling you, you better keep praying. And I don't care what people say. Can't nobody save you but Jesus. And can't nobody cast you out of his hand but him. He said, they who I hold in my hand, the devil in hell can't pluck them out. So don't worry about these people that might, well, you ain't saved, you do whatever. That's how people are. They think they're the finger of God, and they control who's saved and who not. But I'm a praying man. Thanks to the late, great Pastor Rebecca Long Allen. I prayed and I fast, and God sent this foolishness away. And now, on behalf of the innocent, I'm expose this devil, and I need a lawyer to stand with me, because, lawyer, you can look at it. You can look at it and see all the violations that came against me, that the laws of Alabama is on my side. Now call me, Bishop Frederick Allen at gmail.com. BISHOPFREDERICKALLEN at gmail. All right? Look me up on YouTube. Look me up on Facebook. Send me a message. Let's send a message to these devils. I don't know the power that Sam I'm sorry. I don't know the power that Chief Lawrence Baptiste have, but I know he's aware of this. I know the city council are aware of this. But here, this foolishness has got to stop. And saints, if this was true, you handled it wrong. You're supposed to restore me in meekness. You're not supposed to pour water on a drowning man, add insult to my injury, or pour salt in my wound. I'm your brother in Christ, and you handled this wrong. And now you have showed me I don't have cause to respect you at all. Because what you did, and you rejoiced in iniquity, you was happy, and you celebrated that lie upon spreading it. So I'm cool, because you know we wasn't rolling like that no how, because I done been in people's situation, and I know what's up. But the devil can go to hell. I ain't got time for that foolishness, and I ain't gonna leave Jesus for nothing and nobody. Nothing and nobody. In the few minutes I was on hold, I preached the gospel. I preached the gospel. I love you. We'll talk real soon. But this is the place. And this is nowhere near Reflector. It's big. It's got facility way back down on the other. This is a large facility here. So, all right, we'll talk soon.